You guys already know what time it is. If you guys are interested, then stay tuned. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, your host, Davion. Welcome to Conscious Television. I want to say hey to all of my new subscribers and thank you to all of the people who followed me on Instagram. Like last week I did a video and I put up my Instagram information as I always do, and like a slew of new fucking followers just came through. So thank you guys for subscribing and for following. I know you guys are gonna be like, the hell. So I'm gonna do a whole separate video for this motherfucking hell. Whole nother video. The Supreme Queen's Court blessed us once again with another amazing show, in my opinion. The special guest Neffy 27-piece Oxtails Don't Belong in Grit. Neffeteria took the stage with her commentary and her vivaciousness and her va-va-boom, and I am a huge fucking fan of Neffeteria. Like, I love Neffeteria ever since her and Keisha Cole and their whole reality show on BET. Is something about really raw ass people that I really appreciate, especially raw people who I feel still have a heart. And Neffeteria is one of those people who I've seen her on reality TV, and even though she's uncut and she's a little bit on the ratchet ghetto side, there's something so sweet about Neffy and something so honest about Neffy, and she's just one of those people who just give you what it is. But hold up, let me check you, homie, about Miss Iyanla. See, Maddie gassed you up and you fell right into the motherfucking chambers when she asked you about Iyanla calling you a gutter stank bitch. Let's clear that up before we even go any further. First of all, Iyanla called Neffy the personality, Neffy the pain body, Neffy the alter ego, a gutter snipe ratchet bitch from the Himalayas. Because earlier on in your first episode, first season with Iyanla, she made you distinguish between the woman, the clear, divine, higher conscious self, which is Neffeteria, the person, and then the TV personality, the ego personality of Neffy. You know, I'ma let it go, but don't come from my spiritual mother. But in terms of the show was fucking hilarious. Like, I enjoyed it. Yeah, and you know, I want to say this to the audience, like, shut the fuck up. Like, you motherfuckers always complaining about somebody. And you know what the real truth is? Were y'all children of divorced parents? Because ever since Kaya departed ways with Maddie, y'all have not really allowed a guest to come on and just fucking thrive. And mind you, I have been critiquing the show since the Supreme Queen's Court has reinvented itself. However, I'm fair, I'm open, I'm balanced. But some of you just literally have no chill, no fucking patience. As soon as the motherfucker ain't giving you life in the first 5 seconds, y'all are already over it. You guys are way too motherfucking hard on people. And let me tell you, if I ever take the bench as a guest and you motherfuckers come that hard for me, you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna go on that ass. I'm gonna go what? Now, I thought it was interesting that Neffeteria had more loyalty to Beyonce than she did her own motherfucking sister. I guess Beyonce has officially really gotten these hoes bowing down. These motherfuckers would rather be aligned to Beyonce's greatness than to be loyal to their own motherfucking mama. So that shit had me cracking up. Neffy did reveal as well that she is now divorced, which makes me a little sad because, you know, I heard a few round of applauses in the audience when Neffy announced that she is officially divorced, but I'm never one to really celebrate divorce. You know, I'm very traditional when it comes to the way that I view marriage. I do believe that marriage is something that is intended to be forever. I also know how trying and difficult and challenging marriage can be. That's what we sign up for, you know, the for better and the for worse. You sign up for the blessing of marriage, from the camaraderie, from the bond, from the love, from the passion, for the intimacy, for the love making that genuine, authentic partnership provides. But you also sign up to grow together. You also sign up to endure together. You also sign up to put up with each other's shortcomings. You sign up to make it through those seasons in y'all relationship where, you know, things aren't going to be as rosy and as perfect as they were last year. And there may be some trying times that come about financially, or people get really weird emotionally, depending on where they are and how the motherfucking stars align, and depending on where the fuck Mercury is on retrograde. I mean, you know, it's complicated being a human being, and to be in relationship to another complex vessel of divinity is really an incredible feat. And so I really take my hat off to motherfuckers who are in long-term relationships and y'all are sticking that shit out, because to deal with each other's complexities and to deal with the nuances of another person's personality and their wants and their needs, and people change and people revert back to the same, and it's just like, it's a lot to deal with. And so I understand how it can wear and tear at a bond. I think that the power and the greatness of the love is not even displayed in when the relationship is at its greatest, but I think that's really displayed in when the relationship is at its lowest, and seeing two people still fend for themselves and still hold on to that boat, no matter how powerful the tides are, no matter how strong the tsunami is, no matter how motherfucking of a category 5 hurricane this motherfucking storm above us in this ocean is brewing, that we are holding on to the bits and pieces of our ship, and we are determined to survive. We are determined to stay afloat. And even though lots of things are going to get fucked up in the process of holding on when things are bad, I think if you survive that shit and you live to see another day in your relationship, that type of fight is what makes us noble people. That type of fight is what really reveals what we're made up within ourselves. And I think that that's something that all people should want to bear witness to within themselves, is seeing yourself survive some of the hardest times of your life and not giving up, not checking out, even when the other person isn't participating, and just continuing to stay diligent and steadfast and prayerful. Which also brings me to my next point. For any of you guys who are married, thinking about being married, any of you guys who are in a relationship that seems to be going toward the long-term hill, I really encourage you guys to develop a very strong support system. Counseling is very healthy. It allows people to check in with each other, to check in with themselves. It allows everybody to remain accountable, and for us to stay out of like a victim's consciousness and out of a fucking blame game. And it allows us to have the tools to have insight into each other's functionality, into each other's existence and being, which is really necessary when you're going to be spending the rest of your life and spending every day with somebody, is understanding who the fuck you're laying with, not in terms of just what they like sexually or what type of movies and colors and clothes they like and what type of gifts they really love, but in terms of understanding a person's makeup, understanding what it means for my nigga to be an Aquarius, how his Aquarius traits relate to I'm a Scorpio, my Scorpio traits, understanding his childhood and certain aspects of his personality, and even understanding certain aspects of his pain, where that pain comes from, what's the origin of that pain. I mean, I can just go on and on. So I'm just not a big fan of divorce, but I do understand it. I don't encourage divorce, but I do accept that it happens, and that sometimes, you know, that's what people would choose, and that's okay. Neffy did great. I would love to see her return personally. So good job, Neffeteria. This Aretha and Patti Labelle, and yes, I said Patti Labelle situation, it's just fucking comical. I can't believe that Patti Labelle is going to be shady until the motherfucking end. Apparently, Aretha at some point in her sickness told her family that if anything would have happened to her, that she would love to have Patti Labelle sing at her funeral. In the event that Aretha Franklin has certainly passed, the family reached out to Patti Labelle and made her aware of Aretha's request, and Patti Labelle responded with, "Booked and busy, bitch. Sorry." And that is epic, epic shade. Patti, you ain't shit. I don't give a damn what you booked and busy for, bitch. You ain't out here making motherfucking history. You're gonna be booked and busy regardless, because you're still amongst the living. But Aretha Franklin is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So the fact that you felt whatever you already booked and obligated to just superseded, you know, something as sensitive as losing one of your musical peers and losing someone, you know, who helped to make history, somebody who, you know, was a part of your generation, and somebody who personally fucking requested you despite the contention that existed between you guys in the industry, and you couldn't show up and sing and oblige Aretha's wishes, and you didn't do it because you are so fucking petty. But the real gag is on you, because see, when Aretha made that request to her family, she already knew you was never gonna do it, bitch. And because Aretha is indeed the queen of soul and motherfucking shade, she knew that you would say no publicly, which would show the world that Patti LaBelle is just an evil, wicked, rotten, narcissistic motherfucker at her core. So kudos to you, Aretha, for the ultimate gag. The gag and the motherfucking joke is on you, Patti. Aretha got booby traps set up for Patti LaBelle ass even after her passing. That is epic. That's why Aretha is crowned with the queen of shadiness. So as you guys know, Nicki Minaj did her first episode of Queen Radio, and let me tell you guys, I was not ready. I was not ready. Now, it's been a lot of controversy over the fact that people feel like Nicki stole from Kaya and TS with the Queen's Court, because the radio show is very fucking raw, it's very unfiltered. Nicki Minaj is not holding back a single feeling, a single thought, a single word, a single lick of fucking revenge. She is letting it all motherfucking hang out. And mind you, the shit was fucking hilarious. And I also found some things to be really problematic and to be really revealing about Nicki's personality. This reference to Harriet Tubman, something that, you know, social media has gotten in her ass about since she's made the reference of being like Harriet Tubman. There's a major difference between you and Harriet Tubman. See, Harriet Tubman achieved her freedom and had everything to lose. But because she was selfless and loving, and this wasn't about herself, she risked all that she had worked for to get to her freedom, to come back for the rest of her brothers and her sisters who were still in captivity. People like you and Omarosa and Monique all of a sudden become freedom fighters, but that's on the basis that you motherfuckers are losing. What Harriet Tubman did was admirable, because Harriet Tubman had everything to lose and still compromise her victory for the sake of what was in the best interest of the whole. You motherfuckers ain't thinking about no justice and bringing justice to nobody, no other artist, no other actress, no other industry system, until you motherfuckers didn't benefit from it. Now, because you ain't benefiting and you're losing, now of course obviously you're protesting, but you're only being proactive in the way that you are because you have been directly affected. I would have loved to see this proclamation about industry injustice from Nicki Minaj at her height, and then compromise that to speak about the injustices within the industry and take risking blackballing herself. But you motherfuckers don't get no kudos nor no bananas for going on a smear campaign against a system that you were okay being set up the way it was until it came to bite you in your ass. You're speaking up because you're number two, bitch. If you was number one, you would be on about your motherfucking business. You're speaking up because Travis Scott merchandise was calculated into his album sales, but when Billboard responded to you, they said they calculated your merchandise too, bitch. They calculated your coochie cutters and your motherfucking plastic surgery too. So hell, had they not even calculated your perfumes, your makeup line, your clothes line, it's not even no guarantee you would have ended up at number 2. So you better praise the Billboard gods that they even calculated your merchandise as well. What you talking about? Nicki Minaj also brought up Charlamagne the God and how she was going to give him Hee Haw Ho of the Day award, but after she really listened to what he said, she was like, you know what? I really can get with what Charlamagne is saying. I'm not even fucking mad no more. And I want the world to know, because my fans know that I'm grateful. My fans know that I'm grateful. And the reason that I'm here in the top spot where I am is because I am indeed grateful. Well, that's not necessarily true. You being in a winning position over other female hip-hop artists has nothing to do with you being more virtuous, or you being more spiritual, or you being more supernatural, or you being more favored by God, or you being more worthy than them. What it has to do with is you copying and pasting Lil' Kim's whole identity onto yourself, and then coming into the industry at a time where nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, was going on in female hip-hop. And so between the right time and you plagiarizing the whole bitch's style, you made it across the finish line. You cheated your way to the top. You came in on the strength of all that another female artist had already done. All you did was put on her motherfucking X-Men costume and perpetuate yourself as Storm when you really was Nicki Minaj. You cheated, and you capitalized off of a desolate space that was in hip-hop at the time. And you've been able to eventually evolve into more of who you are as a person, but your beginnings was fraudulent. And guess what? A lot of people still ain't forgiving you because you ain't been humbled yet. You ain't been humbled enough to admit that your genesis in this industry is on the back and front of Lil' Kim, period. Your character is fucked up. I think you are hilarious, and I think that you are entertaining, and I think that you are beautiful, and I think that you are definitely a great rapper. but you get a grade F as a person. I can't get with it. In terms of Queen Radio, is it going to be a yay or nay for Nicki Minaj? This definitely has huge potential to blackball her in the industry. You are in the same industry that you have hardcore critiques about. And it would be better for someone like T.S. and Kaya to have said all this stuff on your behalf, which is why you wanted to initially sign them to a production deal, to a TV deal for the Queen's Court. But now with you being front and center and these things coming directly out of your mouth, I can imagine so many artists not really wanting to be affiliated with you because you're going to give the industry a bad look and people ain't going to want to lose their motherfucking bag over being aligned with your fucking controversy. So I don't think this is going to be a good look, nor is it going to work out well. And I really don't think that Queen Radio is really going to be serious. I think that this is something that Nicki Minaj is just going to do every now and again when she just gets tired and she wants to yip yap and complain. I do agree that she has every fucking right to stand up for the injustices happening in the fucking industry. The industry is fucking shady. You know, the industry has bought out people's rights. The industry has made more money off of people's music and content than the actual content creators have them fucking selves. And so I'm not really mad at it, but I'm not sure why most of her commentary is not directed toward Billboard or the industry. It's directed toward other artists who are just trying to get by and be successful and do what the fuck they need to do. So this just looks like it's just gonna go all wrong. Just all motherfucking wrong. It just is. So Nicki Minaj, go pass the contract on to Kaya. Let her ass take over Queen Radio. And, you know, let her say all this guttural shit because Kaya ain't got shit to lose. You actually do. And don't ever think that you so high that you can't fall, bitch, because we've seen them all. And I do mean them all come and them all go. That wraps up this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you definitely hit that subscribe button and that you share. Know that I love you and my light and love is always with you. And a review for this amazing, beautiful, gorgeous rose gold hair is definitely coming up next. Oh, talk to you guys later. Love you.